Hello again, guys. I have no idea what time it is because depending on how long it takes YouTube to upload all this stuff, it could be lunch, it could be 3 o'clock, it could be February for all I know. They're still having a field day, taking hours to upload videos. This is one that I talked about ever so briefly, or at least hinted at the other video I did. Military movement. Joe seems to be hell-bent on going to war. I don't know. I know why. Okay, he's got to cover up every other mistake he's made. So let's just make a bigger one. All right, we know about the $3 billion, the latest $3 billion sent to Ukraine. We know about the $1.1 billion worth of weaponry being sent to Taiwan. We know about his war on Americans that he's going to announce in his speech tonight. With the F-15 and the nuclear missile comment that I talked about this morning. So boots on the ground intelligence and trying to dig into more and more and more of this. All right, but some of this is information you guys have given me. And I know a lot of times y'all tell me about troop movements. You'll see trains moving, tanks or whatever. And my question is always, where are you? Which way are they heading? And you track it down. And a lot of times I can tell very quickly they're heading to NTC in Fort Irwin, National Training Center. Lately, not so much, okay? And in order to protect the people that are sharing this information with me, I'm not going to mention names because I do appreciate what they get, and if their names are out there, that gets them in trouble, but we'll keep that away. All right. So the first one is this, and I'm going to read you what was sent to me, all right? I have a client that is an accountant in the Guard. Before the Ukraine war started, in December 2021, okay, he was sent to California to train for this deployment. He is to be in charge of two 15-person teams at two different bases in Poland. In 2021, he told me they were expecting 30 to 50,000 U.S. infantry between both bases. We have two bases in Poland. Okay. He was activated a few weeks ago after receiving his orders. He's getting deployed on September 11th. I do not believe this date is accidental. I asked him how many soldiers are getting deployed, and his response was he couldn't tell me, but it was much higher than he originally thought. More than 30 to 50,000, huh? Okay. It's a lot of people. Not just U.S. troops are going there. It sounded like many countries were also sending troops. NATO? Okay. Also, until 2 weeks ago, they were not bringing weapons. Accountants, okay? They were just informed they are bringing the gear necessary for they were just informed that they are now bringing all the gear necessary for combat. Well, I guess Joe wants to arm the IRS. He also wants to arm the accountants in Poland. Okay. Interesting. So you think about it. Okay, so that's one story. So now let's add this to another one. This is from a different person. Okay. I'll give you this. I live near Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach, the other side of the country from the first person. Just giving you, okay? I live near Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach, so we see fighter jets all the time. Recently, I've seen and heard a lot of unusual activity. August 24th, I saw 4 planes take off within 5 minutes of each other, but they weren't jets. Mind you, Naval Air Station Oceana basically is a fighter jet squadron. Okay. They were more like passenger planes as they headed toward the Atlantic Ocean. I've seen a plane like that before, but only one, never multiples. Troop transports. August 26th. In the middle of the night, around 2:30 in the morning, I heard 2 cargo planes, the huge ones that move heavy equipment. Figuring C-130 or something like that. I've never heard that in the middle of the night, and I've never heard one take off right after the other. Around 6:30, I heard another one take off. Okay. August 30th, 2 days ago. I saw a cargo plane take off around 7:50 in the morning. Then I saw another one take off between 10 and 11. Not sure of the exact time as I didn't write it down. Today, I heard a cargo plane take off at 4:45 in the morning. Now, as they say, NAS Oceana is a master jet base. Okay, so when unusual planes, not fighter jets, take off, I notice. As noted above, within the last week, there have been multiple incidents of unusual planes taking off, which leads me to the conclusion that assets are being moved in preparation of some sort of action. Let's tie this together. These are cargo planes and troop transports that are taking off and going over the Atlantic. Gee, which direction is Poland? Okay. We have troops, California, and God knows everywhere else, too. I would not doubt that there's going to be half a dozen people after I post this video that tell me the same damn thing, that this is going on, somebody in their family or whatever. Okay. Continuing with this email. Also, I know someone whose grandson is in the Coast Guard reserves, and he's been called up. He's now in training in Florida and will ultimately be going to Guantanamo Bay. Gitmo. Okay, we know it's a Gitmo. Why would we be sending more people to Gitmo? Why would we be sending reservists to Gitmo? Okay. Not sure what all this means, and I have no control over it, but it has just spurred me to push even harder to get my household ready as best I can. What is Joe doing? Is Joe preparing something in Ukraine or in Russia? Staging troops in Poland? What is NATO doing? Okay. No doubt there's going to be a lot more troops stationed together in Poland than just U.S. troops. Though, again, you know the U.S. is the lead on this. Most of Europe is throwing their hands up going, we don't want any part of this. We need Russian oil. What was it? The Netherlands, I think the other day, literally asked the UN if they could stop enforcing sanctions against Russia because they were in desperate need of the petroleum products, natural gas and oil and everything like that. Putin's not an idiot. He knew this was going to happen. So did the rest of us, except Joe Biden and Congress. Okay. So what's going on? Are they trying to start a war? Does Joe want a war? Absolutely. Okay. The Democrats want a war. Joe wants a war. And most of the Republicans, the yellow-bellied, lily-livered pieces of hovno that they are, go look up the word, they're all for it too. This is what they have screwed up the world so bad. The only way out to cover up all their mistakes, to change the script on the national news, rather than the economy sucks, inflation's running through. Joe, I'm a uniter. I'm going to unify this country. What better way to unify a country than to go to war? Not this time, Joe. Joe, you want to do this? Take a page out of Lyndon Johnson's book. This is going to be your Vietnam if you pull this one. Because there ain't nobody in this country who supports going to war against Russia, against Ukraine, or God knows, against U.S. citizens. Get your head out of your ass, dipshit. Work on the important stuff. Stop listening to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, AOC, and Susan Rice and Barack Obama. I know you're dumb as a box of rocks, but please start thinking about the American public first. We're the ones that you should be concerned about. Nobody else. Because if you aren't concerned with us, Joe, we'll take matters into our own hands. And you ain't going to be sitting in a White House anymore. Pinball out.